Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 25 of the Secrets of the Atlas League here on Ruthless SSF. So this is the end of the fourth week, which is pretty awesome. Pretty excited to be going into the fifth week. We have a lot of good characters right now. The Cycloner is great. I think what I like the dream would be to get spell suppression on this character, but it's gonna be way too hard to get that unless I get lucky. But anyway, I'm mostly focusing on trying to hit level 90, and then I'm just gonna go do a bunch of rippy mapping. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. Starting off making a prismatic ring, like at this point, I don't ever expect to actually get the Wise Oak Flask, but if I ever do get one, it would be cool. I don't know. I don't really have any gear for it, but it would be awesome. I have a bunch of Keyrek missions saved up, which is good because at some point I'm going to use them just to get like a bunch of essence, get a bunch of heist missions and stuff like that, and maybe if I get lucky, get a unique completion. My support gems are starting to hit level 20. Brutality hit level 20. Not too long after that, Impale also hit level 20, which is really nice. It's giving me a nice chunk of damage. I got a pretty decent Chaos Res ring, which I don't have pretty much any Chaos Res gear, so anything I can get is really good. I did end up getting another unique contract, which I'll run them at some point. Obviously, I'm not going to run them until I hit level 90, which as you can see by my XP bar, we are getting pretty close. I'll be very happy to have that done. Haste is now level 20, which means I can go double corrupt that, which will be pretty cool, but I do expect it to die. The Merc here dropped a +1 Fizz Amulet, which I'm going to use at some point just to like waste a Recombiner. I know a lot of people are complaining that like we don't have the other more overpowered Recombiner in Ruthless, but just to like say it again, I think that's a very good thing. I think if we had that, it would take over everything else. I know I've said it a couple of times, but I see it pretty much daily in the global chat. So I'm just saying, man, like it's supposed to be a gamble. It's supposed to be a risk. We're not supposed to be able to just like, oh hey, you know what? I'm just gonna make like gear with like 4 tier 1s all the time. I did get a 4 Screaming Essence mob, which did kill my Trickster, which was pretty funny. I did get the Essence, obviously. But I don't really have any plans to craft any more wands right now, because at this point, like, what I'm thinking about is hitting level 90 on this character, and then thinking about what I'm going to reroll into. Obviously, like, I'm not taking apart the Cycloner or the Trickster. They're both very good characters. I could use them for a lot of things. But I really want to get another character going, mostly because, like I've said before, if you know me, if you see me level characters, I really like just getting a character that I'm experimenting with into maps so I can see what it feels like and see what it needs. And a couple of the characters that I'm looking to play, I have absolutely no experience with. So getting any information I can will be pretty critical to making a POB for it if I do make one. I'm still looking for Wrath and Herald of Purity. There's still a couple other like support gems and auras I'd like to have as well, but those are the two big ones right now. If I get Herald of Purity, I'm probably going to instantly reroll. If I get Wrath, I very well could reroll, but I'm not sure. The problem is like I love Hierophant so much. I love mana characters, but I feel like generally speaking, they all play very similarly. They all have Arcane Cloak going on and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's like annoying to see all the time, but I love Hierophants, but I'm trying to stay away from that for a while. I try to have a big gap between them. That way it's not like the same thing over and over. Doing some oil swapping here, and I actually ended up getting quite a few good oils, nothing too crazy. But just having a wide variety, like you see here, I have everything except for a gold and a silver, just makes it so much easier if I reroll to anoint whatever I need. Obviously, I won't be able to anoint like the expensive stuff, but I'll have a lot of options with like the mid-tier stuff. Cycloner is still mapping very well. I pretty much never die. I also took the Atlas node for a little while that makes enemies do less damage, but they have more life. Because I figured I'm doing so much damage anyway, I don't really care. And I just really didn't want to die. Also, I did use the Merc for Delve, because Delve was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of stressful. Granted, I was going deeper and staying in mods that I shouldn't, like really rippy mods. But I did it anyway, because the Mercenary was awesome. We did hit level 90 during my temple here, which feels incredible. Honestly, like, it feels like a big grind ended, but it wasn't like a tedious grind. It wasn't a frustrating grind. It was just like pretty mediocre, I didn't really struggle. It didn't take a super long time. And that was while doing bossing and stuff in between, so pretty happy about that. And nothing happened with haste. I mean, it didn't go to level 19, which is cool, I guess, but getting Val haste would have been beautiful. Anyway, I fought at Ziri. I only had one death to her, funny enough. I'm pretty surprised the Reflect didn't kill me at all, but yeah, it just didn't really bother me. I did take off one support gem just to be safe, but I think I could have done it with all of them. She dropped trash, but I mean, whatever. At least I killed that Ziri, I guess. I'm so happy the grind for level 90 is over, but if I'm being honest, it really wasn't that intense of a grind. I'm not entirely sure if we're the first level 90 champion, as it takes a while for this to update. This person very well could have gotten it. Also, shout out to them for using explosive arrow. You don't see too many people doing that outside of totems. Love this character, having a great time with it. Obviously, the goal now is just to keep playing it and try to get more gear for it. What I'm probably going to do at this point is do some really rippy maps, try to get some Legion stuff done, and then just see what kind of gear I get, and then either re-roll or, just push this character to the next level. I had a bunch of scouting reports, so I figured I might as well use them really quickly. I don't really want to open any white or yellow tier maps because, as you can see, I have like no missions for them, which is another reason to reroll another character just to stockpile some missions. But anyway, the scouting reports didn't really get me anything good, and at this point, I really just wanted to go do a bunch of bossing and fight stuff that even though I'm pretty sure I can't do like the memory, like the synthesis map invitational for Maven, I kind of want to just try it anyway and see how bad it'll be. If I had spell suppression, I think it would be pretty easy. I don't know if easy, but it would definitely be doable. Anyway, swapping some splinters here, and the very first one perfectly hit. I have not done Legion in a very, very, very long time, so I have no idea what to expect. I mean, I know what like you have to do in here and stuff like that, but I didn't know how hard it was going to be. I ended up killing all the bosses 3 times, and killing him there was his 4th time. So all of them 3 and one of them 4 times, and I got absolute trash. Which, I mean, that makes sense. I was definitely not expecting to get one the first try. I'm pretty sure as long as you can kill all of them 3 times, you have a tiny chance of getting. Hey, a Minotaur. I have a very tiny chance of actually getting a stone to drop. Or a jewel, I mean. But I could be wrong. You might have to kill them like 6 times or some crazy number. Hopefully not, because I would need a lot more damage to do that. Like, a lot. I'm at like. I haven't looked at POB in a while, but I'm assuming I'm probably like 1.3 mil DPS right now. If I can ever get the fortify on melee hit from my body armor and switch, it would probably be like 1.5, maybe a little better. I got a really nice sword here. Unfortunately, recombining that's going to be basically impossible. I was feeling pretty lucky, so I crafted some boots, and they were terrible. I mean, they got 30% movement speed, but that's pretty much all they got. I went and fought this boss, the one that with the ridiculous life pool. It didn't take too long. It was a lot faster than my crackling lance, that's for sure. I got a dumb ring, which I'm never going to use, so I threw it for 150k dust, which is pretty nice. Went for a recombiner because why not? I was going to try 3 mods, but I figured the odds were way too low. And they are dead. We have not recombined anything yet, which, hey, fair enough. I think it's kind of fun. Now you have, like, ways to dump gear. Oh, it is a tier 17. I'm not really a big fan of, like, I already talked about it a few times, but I'm not really a big fan of the other recombiner in Ruthless. It's just kind of overpowered. So this is that memory Minotaur map we dropped. It's got crit and 100% AoE, and the crit is like 700% increased chance, or 788% increased chance. And the map itself killed me more times than the Minotaur, but I did end up failing it. Went and fought memory map, got a pretty okay Herald of Ash ring. It's not good, but getting percent life on there is actually pretty decent for an implicit. But other than that, it's not very good. Went and fought the Cortex. Funny enough, I can actually tank the slam, which is pretty awesome. I'm not sure if I could take it only because my mercenary is there. That's probably the case, but whatever, I tanked it either way. Fought some more memories. I'm like 1 away from doing the memory invitation, which I'm going to tell you right now, there's no chance this character can do it. Like, I would have to have, like, probably another 600k DPS, because the main thing is you want to be able to kill at least one of them before the other ones come up, and I definitely don't have enough damage for that. And if I get really unlucky and Maven starts healing them, like, in the beginning phase, I have no chance. The Trickster, maybe, but I don't know. Like, once all the dots get on the ground, the Trickster's going to struggle pretty hard. But we're going to try anyway, because, failing is just part of the game, right? Anyway, though, I did end up finding the last memory one or synthesis boss that I needed. Got a really nice Herald of Ash ring here. It's not like a perfect Herald of Ash ring, but it's pretty nice. I accidentally vendored a white 2-stone ring, so I made a white prismatic. But it's fine, I 5-to-1 it into trash anyway. Going for a huge 3-to-1 here. There's like 4 or 5 support gems I'd really like to hit. But you can probably guess we don't get anything we need. I'm not really looking for like a power or anything like that, but it would be cool. So I went and did my synthesis invitation for Maven, and the thing, like, the fight was going well at first, but like almost immediately she started healing them, and once she started healing them, I knew I was kind of screwed. But I mean, my damage did feel really good at first, but as you saw there, I just got one shot. I desperately need spell suppression, but like the problem is, for one, like I'd have to respec a huge, like my tree would have to change very dramatically to do that, which would destroy my damage by like a significant margin, which is why I didn't do it to begin with. And two, like the other option, like the other problem is I can't really take the evasion mastery on that node that's close by because I would have to drop my gloves, and if I drop my gloves, I straight up lose like I don't know how much damage, but probably like 300, 400,000 DPS, which I don't know if that's worth it. I think that the champion is just he's kind of capped out for his survivability at this point. I did fail the memory, but at least I got to beat up a pirate to make myself feel better. He did drop me a unique, but I took all of his money, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think the champion is probably capped out here until I can get some really nice spell suppression gear, or maybe even just get a 6 link. Because I feel like this character could very easily just like hit 2 mil DPS. I mean, I don't know how. I don't mean like super easy, but I just mean like it's already pretty close to that goal. And if you can get to 2 mil DPS, I'm pretty sure you can push through a lot of stuff. Maybe even Maven. But getting a 6 link is a dream anyway. But we can always look out for it. Plus, you know, like, I don't even have attack speed on this axe, and my damage is this good. I did end up dropping a Grace, which is pretty nice. It's kind of weird this league because, like, the Mercenaries have the overpowered, like, Grace and Determination. They don't have the nerfed one like we do. So it's probably not that great to have, but whatever. I got a disgusting 2-stone ring with amazing life, mana, and double res. Definitely going to be using that for something at some point when I make my next mana character. Okay, I've been looking at all my gems, and I think I have a really tiny chance for a really fun, janky character. But I'm gonna see if I can make a bow first. Is it dead? Damn it! Damn it! Oh man, that would have been sick. I'm kind of sad now. I I might try doing it anyway, though, if I'm being honest. So the recombiner failed, like you just saw, so I went for a huge 3-to-1 on blue gems. There are a couple of gems that I really need, and pretty much all of them are blue. The odds of getting them are pretty bad, so I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the outcome, I mean. But, here we go. And we didn't get it. Nice. Hey, if you made this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So I did start another character. We're about 3 hours in. You know, we're almost done Act 6. Really liking this character, but so the main reason I started pushing on this character is I wanted to just think about what I wanted to roll next. And my plan was, okay, if I don't think of something by the time I hit maps on this character, I'm just going to play this character. But I did think of two possibilities. So what I'm going to do next is go farm lab jail for a while and see if I can get any of the transfigure gems I need. And if I do, I'm going to re-roll. I don't have any confidence in the characters I'm going to roll because it's stuff totally out of my comfort zone. Anyway, though, as far as mapping is going, we have 660 red maps. Feels really nice. I've done like nothing below red for quite a while, mostly doing tier 16s. My economy is, it's doing okay. Also, I totally forgot about this bow. Like, I have all kinds of good gear just hiding on random characters, so I went around and checked. This bow is pretty disgusting, so if my character doesn't work out, definitely gonna play a bow build. I do have a nice amount of chromes. I don't really have any fusings left. I did try to unlink my axe just to try to use the rune. It was pretty unsuccessful and I wasted 20 fusings. My essence tab is looking a lot better. I got a lot of screaming stuff going on. I got more bows hidden away. But my gem tab is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, like it's full of gems, but I just don't have a few of the gems I'm really looking for, which does make me a little sad, but it's okay. I have a lot of uniques to work with here, and I will say I did forget about the Crest of Desire. Totally forgot we had this thing, so that's definitely for consideration. And if we ever get Divine, I am absolutely slamming the Shaco. The odds of me getting Divine are pretty bad, but if we ever get one, then I'm throwing it right out here. So over the last couple days, I have been failing a lot. You know, we failed Cyrus twice. I failed the Synthesis Invitation. I failed that Cortex. But it's not really bringing me down. I honestly love this character. I love everything about this build. Obviously, my life pool is not great. My gear is not perfect. But it's just great. Like, look at this axe. This axe is good, don't get me wrong. But it's definitely not the craziest weapon I've ever had. Like, if I exalt the attack speed on it, oh my god. The damage is incredible. Like, the dream would be to respec over here. Or I guess, like, if you really wanted to be... I don't know if that'd be better, but I guess you could go up this way if you want to take, like, Berserking and Constitution. Because, like, the thing is, I would go up this way if I could do the Evasion Mastery to get 15 spell suppression. But I really can't, because if I do that, I have to drop this, which I guess if If I hit I could see a world where if I actually hit a six link for this build, I'd be like, okay, I could justify dropping this. But outside of that, I just don't see it being worth it. And I don't think I'm very confident it's not worth it to go to Magebane if I can't get reflexes for the mastery. Because sure, between Magebane and reflexes, I'd probably have like, what's my dex right now? It'd be like fine. I'd be like 30 or 40 or something probably. I don't know. I didn't do the math on it. But the thing is, like, I don't have spell suppression on anything else. So, and I can't do the mastery. I just don't think it's very worth it. I would love to. Don't get me wrong. Spell suppression on this character would make me feel like a god. I just don't think it's really achievable. And also, I think if I was going to do that route, I would definitely switch to adrenaline. And the reason for that is like I would have to get skill points to get all the way up here. And I think one of the easiest things to unspec would be steadfast. I could be wrong. I mean, I guess you could look at other things. I could get a point here, get a point here, I guess, and do some other stuff. I would like to drop iron reflexes, but like unwavering stance is just so good. Do want to take a quick look at my Trickster. It is pretty funny that we did finally get an upgrade. It's not like an amazing upgrade, like my weapon's still pretty bad, but it is a little bit better. If I ever got a 6 link on this character, I'd probably be in heaven. The build is obviously very good. It's gotten a lot done for me. The only problem is like my skill tree here is kind of janky because I needed very specific stuff because my gear is kind of whatever. And we're obviously doing a super greedy build. Like if you drop your gloves and or your boots and just put some rares on, I think you'd have a much a much better balanced character that could do way more content. But I don't know, just like how many times can you use Dodra's tenure for like your end game character? I just kind of wanted to do it. Like it wasn't about making this character perfect. It was just about making it my own way, having a great time with it, loving the build. But it's definitely got its limitations. But I'm not complaining. This character got a lot done for me. Anyway, though, week 4, it was awesome. A lot of highs, a couple of really sad lows. But you know what? We're pushing through, and I think the plan now, I'm going to go switch to the champion. I'm going to go to lab jail for probably, I don't know. I want to say I'll get lucky, and it'll be like an hour, but it's probably going to be 3 or 4 hours. We'll see what happens. So expect the reroll by Monday, hopefully, unless something goes terribly wrong. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you Monday.